Hi, welcome. Okay, here's your Go Math lesson for today, section 9.1. We are talking about two-digit subtraction now. You should be on page 279. 279. All right, let's get started. Draw a quick picture to model each problem. The essential question is, how do you record the steps when subtracting two-digit numbers? How do you record the steps? So let's read the problem first. Devin had 36 toy robots on his shelf. He moved 12 of the robots to his closet. How many robots are on the shelf now? He had 36 and he moved 12. So the number 36 has how many tens? Three tens and how many ones? Six. 36. Okay. He moved 12 of them. That means how many tens are in 12? 1. How many ones are in 12? So make sure you put the ones in the ones place and the tens in the tens place. This is the same as the elevator escalator. See, this is the elevator escalator we've been doing. Here's the equal sign. If you have something and then you take some away, what are we doing? Subtracting. Very good. So let's look in the ones place first. What's 6 take away 2? 4. What is 3 take away 1? Did I have to regroup here? No, regroup means you have to borrow from the tens place because the number at the top in the ones place was smaller. Then you have to regroup. But in this case, you don't have to regroup because 6 is bigger than 2, so you don't have to borrow. So what's your answer, class? 24. Very good. Box it. All right, let's read the next problem. Devin had 54 toy cars. He gave 9 of them to his brother. How many cars does Devin have now? He had 54. 54 has 5 tens and 4 ones. He gave 9 of them to his brother. Take away 9 ones. Because 9 is just 1, right? You have to put it in the ones place. You cannot say, oh, let me write 9 in the tens place. Wrong answer. 9 is a one-digit number, so it goes in the ones place. Okay, 4 take away 9. Can we do that? No. If the top number is smaller than the bottom number, you have to regroup. Let's say that one more time together. If the top number is smaller than the bottom number, you have to regroup. And regroup means borrowing from the tens place. So 5 becomes a 4, and 4 becomes a 14. Very good. Now, what's 14 minus 9? 5. Very good. What's 4 take away nothing? 4. Just bring it down. 4. So what's your answer? 45. Box it. Okay, let's keep going. Subtract 42, take away 15. They're going to show us how to do it with blocks, and they're going to show us how to do it elevator escalator. So are there enough ones to subtract 5? Let's see. 42, take away 15. I have 4 tens and 2 ones. I have to take away 15. So you're taking away 1 10 and 5 ones. I don't have enough ones to take away. So here they're breaking a 10 and they're making that 10 10 ones. Now you have enough to take away. So now I have 3 tens left over and I took away 5 ones and I have 7 ones left. So here I have to take the 10 away. 3 take away 1 is 2. And then with the 5 taken away here, I have these left over, which is 7. So the answer is 27. Now, if you want to do an elevator escalator, you look at the top number first. Is 2 smaller than 5? So you have to. So 4 becomes a 3. And 2 becomes a 12. Now make sure you're careful and you are not just going to borrow on all of them without looking at the numbers. Sometimes they're going to trick you and put the box there and you don't need to regroup. So you need to make sure you're paying attention. What's 12 take away 5? 7. Very good. 12 take away 5 is 7. And what is 3 take away 1? 2. So what's your answer? 27. And then we're just going to go through and write that on all of these. 27. Awesome. So now I'm going to ask you to do number 1 and 2 by yourself. My onliners, I need you to pause the video now and go ahead and do number 1 and 2 by yourself. All right, Dominic, what's the answer for number 1? What is it? 17. Good. You have to borrow from the 3 because 1 is smaller than 4, so you have to regroup. 3 becomes a 2, 1 becomes an 11. 11 take away 4 is what? And 2 take away 1 is what? 1. So 17. Okay, good job. Christian, number 2, what's the answer? Okay, Leah, what's the answer? 35. Good. 6 take away 1. Can we do that? Yes, see, this is one of the ones I was telling you about. They're going to try to trick you. 6 take away 1, you can do that. You don't have to regroup. Why did they put the boxes here? Because they're trying to trick you. 6 take away 1 is 5. You don't have to regroup. And 5 take away 2 is 3. Did I have to use any of these boxes? No. Miss Yusuf, but it's bothering me. It's making me itch. Then just put X's in them if it's really bothering you that much. But really, you don't need them. Just leave them blank. Okay, Rena, number 3. What's the answer? 37. Let's see if that's right. 2 take away 7. Can we do that? No, you have to regroup. If the top number is smaller than the bottom number, you have to regroup. That 2 becomes a 12. What's 12 take away 5? 7. And what's 6 take away 3? 3. 37. Good job, Rena. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute to do number 5 through 11 by yourself. My onliners, pause the video now. Okay, so here are the answers for number 4 through 11. If you want to pause the video now, you can pause it to check your work. Pause the video now. Okay, let's move on. For number 12 and 13, let's watch Professor Berger and see if he can help us out with those questions first.
Jeannie, actually, I was kind of hoping this was math time.
Oh, but Professor, I worked so hard. Do you have any idea how difficult it was to write a story?
Well, no, I don't, but the math riddle I wanted you and I to think about actually involves Spencer, who wrote lots of stories.
What? How many? Are you kidding me? It took me weeks just to write one.
Well, let's take a look at this one together and see if this cheers you up.
Okay.
All right, here we go. So Spencer wrote 7 fewer stories than Katie. Now, Spencer wrote 19 stories, and the question is, how many stories did Katie write?
Whoa, he wrote 19?
He wrote 19, but he wrote fewer than Katie, which means that his number is going to be smaller than Katie's number. So if we model that, it might look something like this. If we think of Katie's number as being represented by this long rectangle, then in fact we see that Spencer's number would be a shorter rectangle, and this little space here would represent the difference. So let's fill in some numbers and see what we get. Well, what we'd see is we know that Spencer wrote 7 fewer stories than Katie. That means that this gap, the difference is 7. Now, Spencer wrote 19 stories, which means that's how many he wrote, so that's going to be this rectangle right here. And then how would I actually figure out how many Katie did? Well, we just would take 19 and then add on that's 7. And if we actually did that, what we would see is 19 plus 7. If we work that out, of course, we know that is, in fact, 26. And so
26 stories?
that's a lot, isn't it?
Man!
I know. But it's all good. It's all good. 26 is what you did, because that's the sum of 19 and 7. Now, here's the cool thing. We can actually check our answer.
Huh?
Because I already gave you a clue and said 7, in fact, is going to be different. So what we can do is we can take the total of 26.
Mm-hmm.
We can subtract off the 7 and see what the answer is. If we take 26 and we subtract off the 7 fewer, then we should be left with this, which in fact is Spencer's.
Right.
So what we have to consider now is the following. All we've got to do is take 26 and subtract 7 and see what we get. That might be a little scary looking. So one thing we could do is consider actually base 10 blocks. And so let me show you what that would look like. So here is 26. And we're going to want to subtract 7. And I'll have you think about this. And why don't you think about this too? Let's see how we're going to do that, especially since we can't take 7 away from 6.
Oh, yeah.
What are we going to do? Let's think about it and we'll be right back. Okay, well the thing is, we only have 6 ones here, so we can't take away 7 ones. So this is an example, Jeannie, where we have to regroup. And remember that one of these longs, that's a 10. 1 10 is equal to 10 ones.
That's right.
So I can pull this away and actually replace it by its identical twin, which is just 10 ones. And I'm going to do that right now, put that right in. So it's still 26. But now it's 26 that looks different because it's 1 10 and I have 16 ones.
All right.
And so now I can subtract the 7 ones. It's no problem at all.
You can take one from the ones.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to take all of that right here. And what I'm going to do is I am going to just cross it all off. Cross it all off right now.
I see how regrouping works.
We're going to cross it all off right now. And if we don't, you're going to see something really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and now what are we left with? Well, we still have that 1 10, and then we have to count how many ones we have. And if we count them, we see we have 9. So it's 1 10 and 9, which is 19, which is what we got here. So that's good. And how would we see that here? Really quickly, the way we could think about that is do the same regrouping. So I can't take 7 from 6, so I'm going to go, and I see I have 2 10s. I'm going to actually regroup and make this 1 10, and then I have 10 ones. 10 ones and 6 makes 16 ones.
Right.
And 16 minus 7 is 9. And then I have the 1 minus 0, which is 1, so I see 19. And so all roads lead to 19. 19, 19, and that checks with the 19. And so we see, in fact, 19 plus 7 is 26, and so therefore we saw that Katie wrote 26 stories.
Wow. 26 stories?
That's right. And we can actually check our answer by taking 26 and subtracting 7 and seeing that we actually get 19. And so we see we have the correct answer, and we checked and found 19 in a variety of different ways, and so we know our answer is correct. And that, Jeannie, is the answer.
Oh, Katie wrote so many stories.
Yep.
Oh, well, I've got a story for Katie.
What's that?
Yeah, and it's about a girl named Katie who writes so many stories that there's no more stories left in the entire world for anyone else to write. Hey, wait just 1 minute.
What?
Oh, that's the story, Professor Berger.
What?
It says, oh, thank you, Katie. That's the story. There once was a girl who wrote so many stories that nobody else
Have fun
in the
with math.
entire world
We'll see you soon.
could write
That's a
any
great
more
story.
All right, let's move on. All right, Spencer wrote 5 fewer stories than Katie. Spencer wrote 18 stories. How many stories did Katie write? Let's go ahead and underline the question. How many stories did Katie write? Spencer wrote 5 fewer is a key word. It needs to be boxed. 5 fewer stories than Katie. Spencer wrote 18 stories. How many stories did Katie write? What do you guys think we're going to do? Subtract 18, take away 5. Miss Yusuf, why 18 first? Because the big number always goes on the top. Remember, when you write 5, make sure the 5 is in the ones place and not in the tens place. 8 take away 5 is 3. And then the 1 take away nothing is 1. So how many stories did Katie write? 13. That was an easy question. Circle the problems below that you could use mental math to solve. So the problems that you do not need to regroup, that you can just do in your head, we're going to circle. Can we do 54, take away 10 in our head? Yes, we can. We just take away 1, 10. What's 5, take away 1? 4. So 54, take away 10 is 44. You could do that in your head. You don't need a pencil or paper for that. How about 63, take away 27? Can you do that in your head? No, the 3 in the ones place here is smaller than the 7. You have to regroup. You're going to have to write that down. So no, that's not 1. How about 93, take away 20? Can we do that easily? Yes, because 3 take away 0 is 3, and 9 take away 2 is 7. So the answer is 73. Okay. How about 39 take away 2? Can we do that one easily? Yes, you just count back 2. 39, 38, 37. That's an easy one. How about 41 take away 18? No, 1 is smaller than 8. You're going to have to regroup. That's not going to be easy. How about 82 take away 26? Nope, 2 smaller than 6. That's not going to be easy. All right. And you don't have to write anything under explain your choices. Now you're going to go ahead and do page 282 to 284 on your own. Okay? If you have any questions, let me know. Have fun learning math. See you later.